Welcome back. While Tesla is taking its sweet time with version 12.4 of FSD, I took my car out today for a spin in downtown Toronto to put FSD through its paces. The theme of today's drive is trust. Specifically, should I have trust in FSD even after all the amazing improvements that have been made in version 12? When I'm driving in these very busy downtown scenarios, I get a bit apprehensive to give driving control over to the car, even with those recent improvements. What you'll see on this drive is that I should probably have more faith in FSD than I show, but sometimes my trust issues are justified by some decision making. Let's have a look. We're going to start off by driving into the downtown core here. As you can see, the roadway is going to be turning right, and this is going to lead us straight into the core. This is a very tricky section actually for FSD here. This is a high-speed turn right now that we have, or bend in the highway. We've got a lot of traffic always coming from the left, and being in the right lane is going to be a bit problematic because the right lane is going to end a couple of times here. So as you can see, FSD is doing the right thing right now and getting me into the left lane. So that was fantastic because up ahead that lane was going to come to an end. As you can see, the lanes are very narrow right now. We've got a lot of traffic moving in and out at high speeds. So I'm always very apprehensive and cautious here. And you can see FSD is doing a very good job so far, keeping distance behind those vehicles, staying straight in the lane. It's doing a great job. Okay, we're going to see if it's going to go and move over one more lane to the left, or if it's going to wait until the last second to go do that. FSD has been doing a much better job with the lane changes and getting ahead of that. As you can see, there's lots of fast moving traffic there on the left, so it has to be very cautious. And there you go, it moves into the middle lane right there. So that's great because up ahead, there's going to be a lot of merging traffic over there. Traffic is probably going to slow down, so it's good that FSD gets ahead of that. So it does a fantastic job with that. So I really appreciate that. Is doing a good job there managing the speed. I'm just looking up ahead to see if traffic is going to stop and slow down. There's a lot of construction here recently on this highway, which has caused a lot of traffic issues for the residents here in Toronto. So I'm going to have to be patient getting through it. So you can see it's slowing down right now. I'm just taking a look there on the right to see with some emerging traffic coming in. So far so good. FSD is doing some nice gentle braking. That's good. Nothing too drastic. As you can see, lots of traffic coming in there right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fast forward through this so you can get a sense of it. You can't see it right now, but in about a couple kilometers I'm going to have to be getting off the highway, turning right. So let's just speed through that. As you can see, the traffic is it's quite a bit right now, so we're just going to speed through that. Now, what I am trying to measure right now is when FSD is going to get into the right lane, because we're going to have more traffic merging onto the highway coming up. And I'm afraid that if FSD doesn't move over into the right lane, that we're going to go and miss that exit. So again, this kind of speaks to my earlier point about having trust. So here I am comfortably staying in the middle lane. But as you can see on the map there, just up ahead, I am going to have to get off. I'm getting a little bit nervous about it. You can see there's the stadium there on the right. And I really would prefer to be in the right lane right now, just for my own comfort level. FSD does a good job of getting you over, even squeezing it in. Sometimes I found in version 12, it does a better job with that. But I'm just afraid it's going to miss it this time. You can see right there, there's an oncoming ramp there on the right. So now I am 2 lanes over, and I'm feeling a little bit nervous now that I'm not going to be able to get over in time. I probably should have trust in FSD, but again, it's getting a little bit scary. If I miss this exit, then I'm going to be really stuck in traffic for quite some time. So I'm thinking right now, do I intervene? Do I not intervene? As you can see, I've got a dotted line there on my right, so I should be able to move over one lane, but the line after that is a solid line, and I don't know if it's going to open up in time, or if it's going to open up too late for FSD to make my move. So you see right now, I kind of gave in to my worst instincts, and I decided to take over, be a little bit cautious there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to manually go over a couple lanes just so I can make sure I can get off here. And we'll see if I should have done that or not. You can see I move over one lane right now, and then I go over the solid line, and look, right there, it went to a dotted line. So, I probably should have had faith in FSD there. I'm not going to ding it at all. That was just my own apprehension. I still had a little bit of space here to move over a couple of lanes, so I'm not going to ding FSD on that. That's just my own issues, and again, I'm just fearful that I'm going to go miss that. Now I've reactivated FSD again. It's slowing down, it's going past that car, it's doing a good job with that, so I'm just going to let it manage for the rest of the drive. So you can see we're getting off the off-ramp here, and it's going to fork, and I'm going to have to take the left fork here. You can see I'm putting my hand close to the wheel there because I thought FSD wasn't moving over to the left quick enough, but as you can see just before the fork, it did move into the correct lane, so it's doing a good job with that. Now look at my speed. I've got to brake quite a bit because I've got a sharp right turn here. And this was a nice smooth right turn in the bend in the road there, so very good job. We go through the green lights there. FSD slowing down because we have a person who stopped their vehicle here. I'm kind of straddling that solid line, but as you can see, it's going slowly but going through nice and safely, so it does a great job with that. It's going to have to move over immediately and to get into the left lane. It gets me into the middle lane. I don't think it's going to be able to get me over into the left lane before we reach this light, but it still has a little bit of time past this light to get into the left lane, so good job so far. All right, the light is turning green, and once we get past this intersection, FSD is going to have to move over very quickly right now, so let's see how quickly it does that. We passed the intersection, got a vehicle there on the left. FSD is waiting for that vehicle to pass, and then immediately gets me into the left lane, and now going to have to quickly get me into the left turn lane. As you can see, we went over a solid line there, and I'm okay with that. That's fine. It has to get into that left turn lane. It wasn't perfect, but it did a good job with that, and that was very human-like. So I think I would give it full marks for that. Okay, we're going to get here to the stoplight. We're going to have to wait for our green light. There's a dedicated left turn light here, so we're going to wait for that. All right, we get the green arrows turned on right now. Good. No issues there. You can see that car ahead was doing a bit of a U-turn there. No issues getting spooked out by that. We got some joggers there. FSD isn't freaked out by that. So it did a good job. So I would give full marks on this drive for FSD. Even though I intervened over there, again, that was my own apprehension. Let's go to the next part of the drive. All right, my wife's enjoying her snacks over there. We're still driving through the downtown core here. We're going to be driving through the stadium area, and it's going to be lots of traffic, lots of pedestrians, lots of moving in and out. And again, we're going to come up to that trust issue again, so keep watching ahead. You see FSD does the right thing here. It gets me into the right lane. It's going to have to turn right up ahead. You can see there's some parked cars. FSD goes around them very comfortably. No issues with that. I'm just speeding around here because my wife's been munching on some food, so I had to mute that there. You see some people trying to cross there. This person here swerved into the right. FSD didn't get annoyed by that. It goes purposefully through there. It's going to have to make a right turn quickly. Look at all the pedestrians going through. No sudden braking there. Nice and gentle. Clear on the right side. Off we go. Fantastic job. FSD is so good with pedestrians, I find, overall. Sometimes there might be some issues, but overall I think it does a much better job with that, and it doesn't get alarmed as much as it used to into the past. As you can see here, to get onto the highway, we're going to have to do a little bit of a bend a few times here, a couple turns right and left. Right now we're going to have a right turn. There's going to be a lot of pedestrians we see here. All right, just waiting our turn here. Nice and gentle. You can see those pedestrians crossing there with the stroller. FSD waits for it to be clear. You can see some pedestrians just making their way across now, but no issues. FSD can easily make that turn before they arrive, so it does a good job there. Immediately gets into the left turn lane, which is fantastic because up ahead, just there at the stadium, you can see I'm going to be turning left onto the next road. So you can see we've got a lot of pedestrians here. We've got a bus parked on the right. So FSD is going to be driving obviously very slow because the cars in front of it aren't moving too fast, and because there's lots of pedestrians as well, FSD is generally a little bit more cautious around there, but I find a lot better than it used to be before. Sometimes it was just overcautious. Okay, going slowly through here, you can see we passed the bus, so we have a better view of the pedestrians at front. The cars are in front are driving slowly because up ahead there's a lot of pedestrians who are walking in front there. We don't have an official crosswalk up ahead, but you can see there's some people that are crossing. All right, doing a good job there. Again, looking on the map, we're going to be having to make a left turn very soon. We've got another bus here parked on the right, so FSD again will be cautious. There again, you can see all the pedestrians who are crossing at that sort of semi-crosswalk. We don't have any flashing lights or any official markers for a crosswalk, But I think FSD is going to take a look at all the pedestrians and be very cautious there and slow down. Let's see what it does. Okay, this vehicle in front is now passing. Off it goes. So you can see these people look like they're crossing, and FSD is going very slow. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tap the pedal just a little bit to get it going through the intersection. It was doing the right thing. It was being cautious, even though it might not have looked like an official crosswalk. There were a lot of people who are crossing, so I just wanted to push it through just to be courteous to any drivers that are behind me. But I have no issues with FSD's behavior right there. So it did a good job, and again, hopefully it's in the future it can proactively manage that maybe a little bit better. But for right now, I'm okay with it. Okay, we're here at a four-way stop, and I'm going to be turning left here. Now we have a lot of cars that are coming from the other direction and a lot of pedestrians that are crossing the road. And I just want to make sure that FSD does the left lane, left turn here. It doesn't get stuck in the middle of the intersection. All right, everyone's being a little bit aggressive here, but now it is our turn. Oh, well, there's one more person who's trying to sneak in, so FSD's waiting for them. Just going to wait for them to go. All right, now it's making its move. Okay, it got those pedestrians, waited for those pedestrians to go, and now it made its move. Now you can see it's going through the intersection. Right now it's sort of stuck in the middle lane. It's trying to get into the left lane. It wants to get into the left lane because up ahead I'm going to have to make a left turn. So once these cars start moving in front of us, FSD is going to have to move into the left lane very quickly. So let's see when it does that. All right, we've got some movement here. Going to have to get into that left lane very soon. All right, great. We've got the signaling, waits for that car to pass. We've got another Tesla in front of us, and we squeeze in. Great job. FSD does a really good job of squeezing in now. Before, it did a very poor job, but right now, I think it's doing all right. Now, we're going to just let this light pass. Now, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to make a left turn here, but the left turn is actually underneath the highway you see in front of us. It's quite a bit of ways away. So FSD is going to have to go through a very wide intersection and then get onto another road there and turn left. Okay, the light has turned green. All right, now we have our opportunity to turn left. Now I'm going to pause the camera here because something comes up and we need to review this. I need to get onto that ramp immediately right now. Okay, I'm expecting FSD to immediately get in there. But what you see right now is the lines in front of me are solid. So FSD right now is a little bit confused or apprehensive about getting into that ramp going up. I needed to get into that ramp, and I think in version 12, sometimes it's been going through solid lines to do the right behavior. In this case, I need FSD to do that again. Let's see what happens. And you can see it thinks about it, but no, it's too late now. It can't do it. The gulf is too wide. I miss it. And, my wife's sort of giggling about that. But I was kind of annoyed when this happened at the time because I'm thinking, wow, you're doing such a great job on this drive, FSD. And then you missed the ramp. Now I'm going to have to wait and get onto the next ramp here. But looking back at it right now, just seeing how solid those lines were straight from the front, it made it very difficult. But what I'm hoping for is in, again, version 12.4, things like that improve. And I really should do this scenario again just to see if it does improve there. Again, I had full trust in FSD there. And that time, it kind of failed me, but I understood the reason why it failed me. I'm just hoping it's a little bit more proactive and a little bit more intelligent in the next update, so it can gain my trust. Because again, to earn my trust is you have to be safe, but you have to drive very human-like as well. And it has to be very consistent in that. When it misses it from time to time, it can really ruin your trust. Okay, now we're moving up here again. I'm going to have to get into this left turn lane because we're going to have to turn left to get onto the next ramp. I'm just waiting here. So you can see the map up ahead. I'm going to have to turn left and then do a quick right turn. Now you can see FSD is moving me into the left turn lane, which is okay right now, but I'm going to stop it. I'm going to intervene. I'm just going to get it into the middle lane again. The reason why I'm doing that is FSD can't see this because it's a couple cars ahead, but I can see it. Someone just decided to stop their car and block the left lane, right? So if I let FSD do that, it would probably just wait behind that car for a while, or after a while make sure it's clear and then go around it. But for the sake of time, I decided to proactively go and do that. And I don't know if FSD could manage that any better in the future because it has to be able to see many cars ahead. And it's going to have a lot of intelligent driving capabilities to go and do that. As you can see, I'm going to have to turn left here. Lots of pedestrians, many crossing the street. We've got a brake now. Nice and clear. You do a nice smooth left turn, and now I'm going to have to get immediately into the right lane to get onto that ramp going onto the highway. Good job getting into that. FSD has missed this ramp previously in the past, but here you can see it lets that cyclist pass through and gets me into the ramp. You see some pedestrians there, no issue. Good job. All right, so now it's getting me onto the ramp correctly this time. Fantastic job with that. And now we're just going to wait for it to go and merge. So I would say overall in this drive, I think FSD did very, very well. And again, I have trust issues when it comes to these, again, very busy, very challenging urban environments. I think FSD accounts for itself very well in these scenarios. It's not perfect. And what I'm waiting for is for it to consistently do things like, get onto the right exit ramp, get onto the entrance ramp a lot better for me to gain that trust. And when I can do that, then I won't intervene nearly as much. I know Elon Musk has said there's going to be some significant improvements coming to version 12.4. He said basically it should be almost like a version 13 of FSD. I'm going to keep my eyes out for that. And really, they have to earn your trust. And the way they do that is not by doing some fantastic behavior once in a while. It's got to be very consistent behaviors there. And I think FSD is doing a good job overall with that and improving quite a bit. Feel free to leave a comment below. Let me know if I'm being too harsh on the system. I always appreciate reading your comments and the feedback. You all drive safe, and I'll see you on the roads.